Hey guys, what is up? Cam Jennings here, coming at you on behalf of the Cam Fats YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me over the past several videos. I'm seeing a pretty big influx in subscribers and viewership. Hey, all I can say is thank you so much for the support, and I appreciate you guys' comments and feedback on these Mandela effects or quantum effects, whatever you want to call them. I appreciate your feedback on them. You know, guys, my whole thing is I'm interested in analytical data. I'm interested in kind of digging a little bit deeper to try to figure out, you know, what the numbers are telling me, because usually numbers tell a story. I want to know what the numbers are telling me. And when I find numbers that tell me strange stories that don't add up, those are the kind of videos that I want to shoot for you guys and show you guys those strange numbers and get your take on it, right? Anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but I want to go over to screen share now because I got something really weird to show you guys. And it's about that movie, The Bridget Jones Diary, or Bridget Jones's Diary, as it's called now. Now, I personally am not a big fan of that movie. I've never really been into it. And to be honest with you, I've never seen the movie. But in 2001, when it came out, I was around. I graduated in 1994. So I was a moviegoer back then. So I mean, you could not have been around back then and not have been aware of the Bridget Jones's Diary movie. Right? You couldn't have not been aware of it. It was a big movie. So I want to use that movie, and I want to talk to you guys about some numbers related to that movie that really just don't add up. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to screen share, and let me show you what I found. Okay, so here we are on a mind map, guys. You know, as you guys know, I like using mind maps to present data to you guys just because it helps me to wrap information up in a package, a visual package that we can all kind of see what's happening. So here is the Bridget Jones's Diary. Now, I got to tell you guys, I was around back in 2001 when this movie was released. I remember it being called Bridget Jones' Diary. Just Bridget Jones' Diary. There was no apostrophe S. It was just Bridget Jones' Diary. That's what it was called. Starred Renee Zellweger, Colin Firth, Hugh Grant. I've never actually seen the movie, but a lot of people have. And let me go into some facts about this movie for you. Okay. So this was a popular movie, guys. Just because I didn't see it, that doesn't mean a lot of other people didn't see it. This premiered on the 4th of April 2001 in the United Kingdom. It was released to theaters on the 13th of April 2001 simultaneously in the United Kingdom and in the United States. Came out at the same time in April 2001. The Bridget Jones Diary received positive reviews. It was a commercial success. It grossed over $280 million worldwide. Guys, there's a reason I'm telling you these facts. Okay, so be patient with me. There's a reason why I want to give you some background on this movie. All right. The point I'm trying to make here is it was very popular. Renee Zellweger was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in this film. Okay. So this movie was a big deal for a lot of people, including Renee Zellweger. Okay. The film holds an 80% approval rating on review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes with an average score of 6.9 out of 10 based on 158 reviews. Critic Roger Ebert gave the film 3.5 out of 4 possible stars. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is just because I didn't watch this movie, I want you guys to understand a lot of people watched this movie. It was a commercial success. Zellweger was nominated for an Academy Award for this, for her acting in this film. It was very, very popular. Okay. And like I said, I didn't watch it, but I was definitely aware of it. It was a big deal in 2001 when it came out. So a couple more facts for you guys. So home release. In 2001, back in 2001, you guys, VHS was still a thing. People still bought movies on VHS. DVD was coming in, but people still were into VHS tapes too. So the VHS was released in 2001. It contained over 35 minutes of bonus material, which included deleted scenes. Guys, I'm going to get to the point. This background information is important for you to understand what was happening with this movie in 2001 and why this whole thing is so weird. Okay, so anyways, so it came out in 2001 with some 35 minutes of extra material. It also, there was a VHS released in 2001, The Making of Bridget Jones, right? Now, that's interesting, right? It was called The Making of Bridget Jones. Why not The Making of Bridget Jones's Diary? It's just called The Making of Bridget Jones. I mean, you could easily argue that, well, it was the making of Bridget Jones, like the person. They're talking about the character in the movie. But it's kind of weird because they're not talking about the character in the movie. This VHS is actually about the making of the movie. You know, why wouldn't it be called the making of, you know, Bridget Jones's Diary? So it's kind of weird. Anyways, 2001, the film was released on DVD containing brand new bonus material. So in 2001, it was also released on DVD with extra bonus material. In 2004, a collective edition of the film was released with new bonus material, including all this stuff, the Bridget Phenomenon, the Young and the Mateless, Portrait of the Makeup Artist, all this different stuff was put on this collective edition. And then in 2011, a Blu-ray version of the film was released. And just so you guys know, this is what some of that stuff looked like, right? So here was the VHS in 2001 of Bridget Jones's Diary. You know what I should have got? I should have got you a picture, The Making of Bridget Jones, the VHS, but I forgot to do it. So I should have. It would have fit right there. But anyways, Bridget Jones's Diary, VHS release. Same year, came out on DVD, Bridget Jones's Diary. 2004, they came out with another DVD with the collector's edition for Miramax, Bridget Jones's Diary. And then 2012, the Blu-ray came out, Bridget Jones's Diary. All right, it's interesting, right? So obviously, I've proven to you guys this was a very popular movie. It was released multiple times over the years. In various forms because it was such a beloved movie. Many people liked it. Not really my cup of tea, but a lot of people did enjoy the movie. Okay, so those are some facts for you guys. Just to keep in mind, we had that release date in 2001. We had 2004 where they released another version of the movie. I want you guys to know there were sequels to this movie. Okay. In 2004, okay, so like I should have, man. When were the Bridget Jones movies released? Right? So let's get them. So it had two sequels, you guys, right? Bridget Jones' Diary was the first one, April 13th, 2001. Bridget Jones, the sequel, The Edge of Reason, came out in 2004. Now, we know they released a collector's edition of the original one in 2004, okay? They released that collector's edition in 2004 of the original movie because the sequel just came out in 2004. The Edge of Reason came out in 2004. So they released that collector's edition of the original one kind of in celebration of the release of the sequel, right? You know, that's why they did it. There was a renewed interest in 2004 with Bridget Jones' Diary, because of the sequel that came out in 2004. In 2016, they came out with another sequel, the third movie in the series, Bridget Jones' Baby. And I'll be honest with you guys, if I'm being completely honest with you, I heard of the Bridget Jones' Baby, but I had no idea about this Edge of Reason movie. I didn't know anything about it. I guess just because I'm not really into Bridget Jones, that's why I didn't know about it. But yeah, I learned about this while I was doing research. This is all important. So let's get into it. Why is this important? I'm going to leave this pulled up so I can refer back to it. Let's get into some data, guys. So I remember this movie just being called a Bridget Jones Diary without this apostrophe S, okay? And I'm thinking, wow, you know, honestly, it kind of makes more sense with the apostrophe S. Why would it just be called Bridget Jones Diary without the apostrophe S? I don't know, but that's exactly how I remember it. And it sounded really weird. trying to call it Bridget Jones's Diary, and it looks really weird on that movie poster right there, or that DVD box cover, I should say. It looks really weird with that apostrophe S. So the first thing I did was I went over to TubeBuddy. This is a keyword explorer for like when you're trying to rank YouTube videos, right? So you're trying to figure out what's the best keyword that you should use in your YouTube video so that you can rank really good and give yourself a good chance to compete, you know, with keywords, you know. So now if I wanted to make a YouTube video about the Bridget Jones Diary movie, I could use this as a title, right? Bridget Jones Diary, the way I remember it. Now this way would be wrong. This would be this is not the way it was. Now we can see if I title a YouTube video like that, my overall score is good. I could do pretty good if I title my video this. This is the main keyword in my title. It would do pretty good. And it's based off of this score analysis, right? Search volume, competition, optimization, strength. Now, if we look at search volume, this is the number that's important here. Search volume is excellent. That means that a lot of people are typing this in to YouTube, okay? Many people are typing this into YouTube, all right? Now, here's some related search terms that many people are typing into YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. All this stuff, okay? Now, let's type it in the correct way. This is the actual movie title. Boom. Oh, wow, look. I bumped down to fair. But that's not based on search volume. If we look at search volume is actually poor. Many less people are searching for this title. Many less. Thousands of people less are searching for this. Okay? Many less. If I could scroll this thing don't want to work right. If I could scroll down, I'd show you. It doesn't matter. The point is, it has much less search volume. Much less. I'm talking about, guys, this is a huge amount from poor to excellent. Bridget Jones's Diary, the way it's supposed to be spelled, has poor search volume. If I take away this and spell it the wrong way, the way I remember, it has excellent search volume. It's like the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you guys. It's not even, it's not even close. They're at opposite ends of the spectrum, okay? Now that doesn't make sense. That is data giving you a message that does not make sense for what we're actually being told. What we're actually being told is the reality. What we're actually being told is the truth. This data is not telling us that. It's not reflecting the truth. So the supposed truth of this reality, this data is not reflecting that. It's very weird. All right. And it kind of gives me chills a little bit. Let's move on. This is Google Trends data, which I found equally as chilling. Here's a base analysis on Google Trends. For those of you that don't understand Google Trends, this basically measures search on Google. How many people are typing in this versus how many people are typing in that. Now, the numbers here on the side, when this pulls up, I'll explain it to you. The numbers here on the side, they go to 100. And the 100 is an arbitrary number. This 100 represents popularity, right? So if you see something peak to 100, that means it was at the peak of its popularity. That's what this 100 means. It doesn't, the number is arbitrary, okay? It means this was the peak of popularity. Now, what you got to understand here is my Google Trends data only goes back to 2004. So when Bridget Jones's Diary was released, like Google Trends wasn't measuring data in 2001. You can't go back that far. But you notice two spikes right here right here in 2004. Now I'm guessing you guys can pretty much guess why this spiked in 2004, why it spiked again in 2016. It spiked in November of 2004, right? And here we go. Here's November of 2004 when the sequel came out. November 19th, 2004, Edge of Reason came out, right? Now September of 2016, the third one came out, right? So if we look at our spikes, right? We look at our spikes, September of 2016, the third one came out. So it makes sense, right? It makes sense that this spiked here. It makes sense that this spiked here. What doesn't make sense is that what's spiking is the incorrect title of the movie. Bridget Jones' Diary spikes. The correct title of the movie is Bridget Jones's Diary. Like that. Bridget Jones's Diary. That's the correct title of the movie. But nobody is searching for Bridget Jones's Diary. Nobody is searching for that ever. Since 2004, nobody ever has searched for Bridget Jones's Diary. It's not happening. You guys, it's not happening. I've never seen results that were this opposite ends of the spectrum. I've never seen it contrasting this much. In fact, if I take away Bridget Jones' Diary, if I remove this, what it says is, your search doesn't have enough data to show here. That means there's not enough people searching for Bridget Jones's Diary to even register on Google Trends since 2004. Nobody is searching for this. Nobody is searching for this. Guys, this is a clear example of numbers telling us a truth that is not the apparent truth as we see it. If the name of the movie is Bridget Jones's Diary, then why are so many people not searching for that? That doesn't make sense because, I mean, how can that possibly make sense when I look back here and I see, I'm looking at, let's look at this really quick here, I'm not trying to be, I mean, come on, let's look at this. I see a movie cover box from 2001 that says Bridget Jones's Diary. 2001, Bridget Jones's Diary. 2004, Bridget Jones's Diary. 2012, Bridget Jones's Diary. A beloved movie that was extremely popular. It came out multiple times on DVD, and yet no one is searching for it by the correct title. You guys, that doesn't make sense. The numbers are telling us something here that we're not seeing. The numbers are telling us a truth. The numbers are telling us a truth they're revealing a truth to us that's not being revealed otherwise. And I don't mean to be all hokey, and I don't mean to be all new age, or I'm not trying to be all conspiratorial on you. But I'm just looking at the data, guys. The data doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, okay? I mean, Bridget Jones. Let's put it back the other way. There you go. There's your spikes. Boom. When the sequel came out, renewed interest in the original. When the third movie came out, renewed interest in the original. Bridget Jones' Diary. It's crazy. Unreal. Let me close these facts up. All right. So that was a base analysis. When we compare trailers, you got to keep in mind, this is people searching for the original movie trailer. And it was in 2004 when the sequel came out. So not as many people were searching for the original movie's trailer when the sequel came out. You got to remember, we don't have Google Trends data back to 2001 when this movie came out. But we see there is a spike. We see in October 2004, people were looking for the trailer of Bridget Jones' Diary because, the sequel was getting ready to come out in 2002 2000 in November, the sequel came out. Okay, so you know how like you saw the original and now the sequel is going to come out, so you're like, oh well, let me look at the trailer for the original. I just need the trailer. You know, like you'll look up the trailer for the original just to kind of refresh your memory on the original before you go see the sequel, right? So that's what people were doing. That's why it spikes right here. People were looking up the trailer on the original because they were getting ready to go see the sequel. Now, nobody was typing in Bridget Jones's Diary trailer. Nobody was doing it. Everyone was typing in Bridget Jones' Diary trailer. I've never seen a contrast like that before. It happens again in 2016 when the third movie came out. You see a spike. And then this is just, you know, people typing in the trailer because they want to watch it. You know, people watch trailers. They want a reference for whatever reason. You know what I mean? You're going to get data like this, but you get the spikes because there's a renewed interest because of the sequel movies coming out. So basically, this is a lesser version of the base data I showed you. It's a lesser version. It's a lesser version of the base data I showed you. It's telling the same story that when I just typed in Bridget Jones' Diary, you know, without the word trailer, it's telling the same story though. This is telling us the same exact story. Bridget Jones' Diary, spike, spike, nothing for Bridget Jones's Diary. Bridget Jones' Diary trailer, spike, spike, nothing, nothing for Bridget Jones's Diary trailer. Crazy, man. That is crazy. And then one more, DVD search results. Now, this is for people searching for the DVD. Like if they were typing in Bridget Jones' Diary DVD or Bridget Jones's Diary DVD, this is for people who might have been looking for it to buy it, you know? Now, what we'll see here, if I remember correctly, is a little bit more sporadic results because, you know, it's, and there you go. As time goes on, you don't see as much. Not as many people are looking for the DVD. It's out there. It's easy to find. They're not searching for it. But you see in December 2004, November 2004, when the sequel came out, you saw people had an interest in the DVD for the first one, you know, and then you don't really see a spike in 2016. And I think the reason why you don't see a spike in 2016 is because, you know, in 2016, people had Netflix. There were so many ways to find that movie. I could probably get that movie in about 10 seconds on the internet. So it's just so old and it's so popular that it's going to be easy to find. So that's why you don't see a lot. But what you do see that I think is interesting is I still see some interest here and there for Bridget Jones' Diary DVD. However, I don't see any interest whatsoever for Bridget Jones's Diary DVD, which is the way that it's truly spelled. This is the movie title, Bridget Jones's Diary DVD. But nobody is searching for that. Nobody. Now that floors me. I mean, I would think I would get at least something. At least something. No one is looking for that, man. Nobody. No, you know, these numbers are telling me that nobody remembers it being Bridget Jones's Diary. Nobody remembers it being that. That's what these numbers are telling me. That is bizarre to me. Very rarely do you ever see a quantum effect or a Mandela effect where nobody really remembers it that way. But that's the way it's always been. That's really odd. Let me show you guys some more results. So there's some Google Trends data for you. Search comparison. This is just a straight Google search comparison. Now, this is the way it truly is. Bridget Jones's Diary. So I want to show you the results and the related search queries, okay? So this is the actual results. When I type in Bridget Jones's Diary, in quotations here, what you're going to get is 990,000 results. 990,000 results. That's a little bit less than 1 million search results. And you'll see, here's the search results. But what's interesting, if we go down here and we type in searches related, we don't type in anything. We just go down to the bottom and we look at searches related to Bridget Jones's Diary. Now, these are actual things that people are typing in, supposedly. Supposedly, these are actual things that people are typing in. What you'll find is half of them are just Bridget Jones. Bridget Jones Diary, Bridget Jones Diary, Bridget Jones Diary movie, Bridget Jones Diary Netflix, Bridget Jones Diary books. Now these over here, that's Bridget Jones's baby, Bridget Jones's Diary full movie. Okay, now these are actual search results, but these are related searches that are related to what I typed in, Bridget Jones's Diary in quotations. Okay, now that's interesting. So we got 990,000. All right. Now, the reason why I type it in quotations is because I don't want Google to self-correct. I want it to look for just this exact thing that I typed in. Okay. Because many times with these quantum effects or with these Mandela effects, Google likes to correct what I'm typing in. And I don't want that. I want actual results for what I'm typing in. So let's look at the way I remember it, the wrong way. Bridget Jones Diary. All right. Now, if we look at Bridget Jones Diary, now that's interesting, right? About almost 2 million. It's about 1,690,000 results. Now, the correct way is only 990,000. But the incorrect way, there's almost twice as much. It's almost twice as many search results for the incorrect way. Right? Now that's interesting because this is the correct way. This is the correct way, and I put it in quotations so it would just look for this. Google still corrected it. Bridget Jones's Diary. Bridget Jones. Now these are supposed to be, 1,690,000 results. 1,690,000 results for Bridget Jones Diary in quotations. Right? But all these are Bridget Jones's Diary. It's still self-corrected anyway. Now here's what's interesting. Even though it self-corrected all this, it didn't correct related search queries because those are things that actual people are typing in. So if I go down here to related search query related to Bridget Jones Diary, searches related, this is searches related to Bridget Jones Diary. Bridget Jones Diary 2. Bridget Jones Diary cast, Bridget Jones Diary full movie, Bridget Jones Diary 3, Bridget Jones Diary book, Bridget Jones Diary Netflix, Bridget Jones Diary movie, Bridget Jones Diary trailer. Do you notice anything funny about this? You don't see a single search query. You don't see a single person. You don't see any related searches that actually say Bridget Jones's Diary. You don't see any of them. But when I look at Bridget Jones's Diary related searches, half of the searches are Bridget Jones Diary. These 4 are Bridget Jones's Diary, but half of them are this. So what I'm telling you is what's probably happening is Google can't find anybody searching for this. So it gives me the next most related term, right? It gives me these 4 that it found. Right? These are related searches, but then it ran out of related searches. It didn't have any more related searches. So it started filling in these, right? It didn't have any more related searches. It had these 4 for Bridget Jones's. Then it had to start giving me these, right? Interesting, because on Bridget Jones Diary, the wrong way, it has no problem giving me tons of related searches. No problem whatsoever. Right now, you can take this a little bit deeper and you can say, well, okay, let me just click on Bridget Jones's Diary cast. Let me just type that in. Let me click on that, right? And then I'm going to scroll down here and see what related searches. These are searches related to Bridget Jones's Diary cast, right? And it's interesting because I didn't have to go very deep. I didn't have to go too many layers. I had to go 1 layer down, and I find no searches related that have the actual Joneses. Oh, there's one. Bridget Jones's Baby, right? That's a movie that came out in 2016. I'm not even going to go there because we're not addressing that. I think that is the actual name of that movie. I don't think that is affected. I haven't done any research on that movie. But if that's not affected, that is just the name of that movie, right? So the rest of these are using the old way. Everybody is searching for the old way. And here's fun. This is funny. Bridget Jones' baby cast. Was that just Bridget Jones too? Has this movie been changed too? I don't know. I haven't looked into this movie. Interesting, right? So I thought that was interesting that, Google search comparison has over twice as many results for the way that's incorrect versus the way that is correct, supposedly. The numbers are telling a different story than what reality is telling us. The numbers are telling us a different story than what reality is telling us. That doesn't make sense. And analytically, it's flawed. It's flawed. It's flawed analytically. That doesn't make sense. You guys have heard the expression, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I've never found numbers to really lie before. Usually they're telling me something. The numbers are generally telling me something. And these numbers are telling me what's in front of us is not the truth. I mean, I'm not to sound hokey. I'm just telling you guys what the numbers are saying. All right. And yeah, that is a little bit speculative. I do realize that's a little speculative, but it's hard to explain what these numbers are saying. Okay. So a couple of questions, and then I'm going to get off the screen share and wrap this up and let you guys know what I think. Why would the mistaken title be twice as popular as the real title in Google search? Why would there be so many more search results for the mistaken title? Why would the real title be non-existent in Google Trends? Why would the real title be searched for so little that it doesn't even register in a Google Trend search since 2004? So since 2004 all the way to 2019, that's 15 years of data. And in 15 years, not enough people have searched for the actual title of this movie for it to even register in Google Trends search results. We're talking about a movie that grossed almost $300 million and nominated Renee Zellweger for an Academy Award. We're talking about a movie that has been reprinted at least 3 or 4 times since it was released in 2001. It's a very popular movie. But yet, the actual title of the movie won't even appear in Google Trends. 15 years of data, it doesn't, not even registered enough to have data results on the actual movie title. But when I type in the incorrect movie title, the way that I remember it, there's plenty of data on it in those 15 years. That seems very odd to me. Why would it be easier for me to rank keywords for the real title for Bridget Jones' Diary than the mistaken title, Bridget Jones' Diary? The real title is Bridget Jones's Diary. And there's less search volume for that. Poor search volume for Bridget Jones's Diary. Yet excellent search volume for Bridget Jones' Diary. Why is there so many people searching for Bridget Jones' Diary and so few people searching for the actual name of the movie, Bridget Jones's Diary? I'm gonna go off a screen share, guys, and I'm gonna talk to you face to face and tell you what I think. Guys, the numbers are clear on this. The analytics are telling us something. The analytics are saying this movie was called Bridget Jones' Diary. That's what the numbers are telling us. They're very clearly saying that. It's not like the contrast is so great. Like there can be no mistake. You don't get 15 years of data and have plenty of data for people searching for Bridget Jones' Diary and have no data for Bridget Jones's Diary if the name of the movie was Bridget Jones's Diary since 2001. It doesn't make sense. And this is a clear example of the analytics and the numbers telling us a different story than what reality is telling us. I know that sounds crazy, and I'm not sitting here trying to, explain it to you. I'm not sitting here trying to, get you to believe anything. But I hope you can understand that the numbers tell a story all by themselves. I don't know what it means, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm convinced that that movie used to be called Bridget Jones' Diary, and none of the stuff I showed you tells me anything different. Anyways, it doesn't really matter what I think, though. I made this video because I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the description, or let me know in the comment section what you think. I would love to hear your side of it. I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me. Your opinions are welcome. All I ask is that you be nice to each other and have an open mind. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you in the next video. If you know someone who you think this video might help, please feel free to share it. And I think that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me, and I appreciate all your support. Peace.